Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of cube root functions. So what I've done here is I've kept the parent function that I put in part 1, and I have flipped it. And notice the only way to flip this function is to make a negative. So if you make a negative in our transform function, it's going to be going up and left, down and right. But if a is positive, it's going to be going up, right, down, left. Now, having a negative is a great way to make a point like this on our roller coaster come back up towards the origin. Now, maybe it won't get us all the way there, but maybe it will get us in that direction. So what I want to illustrate here is when a is equal to 1, our pattern is what we showed in video number 1. You go over 8, up 2, over 1, up 1, from the center, over 1, down 1, over 8, down 2. So if a is anything bigger than 1, we need to take this pattern, the vertical part of the pattern, and multiply it by a. And so we don't want a equals 1 because you can tell here the y value of negative 12, well, we got 12 units vertically that we need to get up to if we want to get back to our origin. So if I use a equals, let's say 3 in this case, then I need to make sure that my pattern says I go over 8 up 6. That's 2 times 3. If I go over 1, I'm going to go up 3. If I go the other direction, if I keep going backwards, then I'm going to go in the other direction over 1, 3, and then over 8. 2 times 3, which is 6. Okay? So here, I'm going to take this value here, and I'm going to go over 8. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, and then I'm going to go up 6, and if I go up 6, that's going to put me right in the center, which is where I need to be to write my equation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is the center, and this center here is, it looks like 9, negative 6. So 9, negative 6, which means my equation is a is 3, and I have the cube root of x minus, the x value is 9, and k is negative 6. Now, I told you if we're going to go left and up, we have a has to be a negative number, so I'm going to make that a negative number. Well, so already I have my equation, but now I need to make sure I have my points. So the next point that I have on here is if I go over 1, I got to go down 3. And that connects this little pattern right there. And then I got to keep coming this way, which means I'm going to come left and then up. I'm going to go over 1, up 3. And then from this point, go back over 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up 6. So there is my cube root function that I have stretched by a factor of 3, and I flipped it, so it made it negative. And notice I'm getting closer and closer to my origin. Now, I probably chose 3, and that was too big, because I'm real close to my origin, and it's going to be maybe a little bit difficult to find a small piece of a function to get back where I need to go to facilitate all the requirements on our roller coaster project. However, if I chose 2, I'll graph that here in green. If I chose 2, that means I'm going over 8 and then up 4, over 1 up 2, over 1 up 2 again, and then over 8 up 4. Because my original pattern was 2, and then 2 times 2 is 4. So in green here, we'll show you the other equation, y equals negative 2 times the cube root of x minus h plus k. Well, I don't know that yet. I'm about to find that out. So I'm going to go over 8, which I know is here, and then up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, so this point looks like it's 9 and then negative 8. So very close to the same function. H is 9, and then K is -8. Here's the function if we only go up a factor of 2 units for our A. And then over 1 down 2, over 1 up 2, and then over 8, which is right here, over 8 up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I have another cube root function that starts at 17, -12, and then gets us up and to the left closer to our origin. So this is the way that I would suggest manipulating your graph to get a cube root function if that is what your roller coaster has. It's all about using this pattern right here and knowing how A manipulates that pattern. Then you can plot points, find the center, and get the equation that you need in order to put that on your piecewise function.